Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how I transitioned from relaxed to natural. So if you guys want to know what I did and the tips and tricks that I have for you guys, then keep watching. Okay guys, so I know a few of you guys are going to ask me what's in my hair. I do have a video and I'll link that video in the description box, and I'll also leave the video to this curly hair routine in the cards above if you guys are curious about that. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I realized that I never ever talked about how I transitioned from relaxed to natural, and I know that there's going to be some people who are subscribed to my channel who may not even have known that I used to be relaxed. So yeah, so I relaxed my hair I think when I was in middle school, and then I started to transition to natural when I was like in my sophomore year of high school. So it was a pretty long time, like I want to say 5 years or so, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you guys things that I did that helped me and make my transitioning pretty smooth. So yeah, so if you guys want to know, and shout out to my sister for giving me this idea because I totally forgot that I completely never even did a video on this. So anyways, the first tip that I have for you guys is to do your research. So I know that sounds pretty common, but seriously, you guys really need to do your research. Don't just watch this video, watch other people's videos, watch what products to use, research, and do a lot of research on Google searches, read articles and different things like that, because it might be for some people difficult to find products that work for you. So that was one of the things I really want to emphasize in this tip, is because products that worked for my relaxed hair do not work for my natural hair. And there's this lady at work who had asked me what I use in my hair, and I told her the products that I use, and she tried them, and she's not natural. She uses like some type of chemical. I don't know if it's relaxer. It's maybe a keratin treatment or whatever. She uses some type of chemical to like make her hair more manageable or whatever. It's similar to relaxer. And she tried all my products and they did not work for her at all, and they didn't make her hair curly. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow. So that really goes to show that like people who use chemicals in their hair to make their hair, you know, more manageable, people who are relaxed or whatever, their hair is completely different than natural hair. So products that work for people who are natural may not work for people who are relaxed, and vice versa. So do your research and don't just watch people who have curly hair who are natural recommendations for products. Also watch people who have relaxed hair and what works for them, because those products may work better for you than someone who is natural. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but that's just in my case that what I've noticed, because certain products I tried to use that really worked for me when I was relaxed or transitioning, I can't use them now because they dry out my hair. So do your research and figure that out for yourself. But a product that I recommend, actually I should say a line that worked really good for me, a brand I should say, is the ORS brand. So the ORS olive oil brand worked really good for my hair. I used their lotion, their hair lotion, and their pudding. That really was good for my relaxed and transitioning hair. Yeah, that line was really good, and anything really with olive oil really worked really good on my relaxed and transitioning hair. So yeah, so that's a recommendation that I have for you guys, so you guys can try it out if you want, but I just wanted to put that out there. And also the Cantu Shea Butter leave-in conditioner. Yes, the leave-in conditioner. I'll insert a picture of that as well so you guys can see. That worked really good on my relaxed and transitioning hair if you guys are curious. So you guys can go ahead and try those out, and they're all very affordable. So the next tip is to deep condition weekly. So deep conditioning is so super important for any hair type. You definitely need to deep condition because deep conditioning really adds moisture to your hair. It helps make your hair more manageable. It helps, you know, make your hair more moisturized. It just does, it has a lot of benefits. So doing that is definitely going to help your hair grow, and it's going to help your hair get rid of all those relaxed ends, because obviously when your hair is growing from the root, the natural hair is going to be pushing the relaxed hair more down, and it's going to be easier for you to trim away those ends. So if you're doing things that are going to help promote hair growth like deep conditioning, then it's just going to make your transitioning process much faster. So I definitely recommend deep conditioning deep conditioning weekly if you can. That's what I started to do when I was really transitioning. I really was deep conditioning weekly and being very consistent with deep conditioning. And I started to notice a difference in my hair, especially if you do not deep condition. Once you start to do it regularly, like you're really going to notice such a difference in your hair, and your hair is not going to feel like your hair. You're like, wait, this is my hair. It's going to be very exciting for you. So once you start, like, you're going to really notice a difference. So definitely start deep conditioning and your hair is going to completely change. Your hair is going to be more moisturized. Your hair is going to be much more manageable. It's going to be easier to do. It's going to be easier to detangle. Like, it's going to completely change your hair for the better. And it's crazy how just deep conditioning can do that for your hair. So I definitely recommend that. That is, if anything you get from this video, deep conditioning is the biggest thing you can do, and it's going to make sure that your new growth is very healthy. So I definitely recommend deep conditioning. And then the third tip that I have for you guys is to keep your hair moisturized. So this kind of ties in with doing your research and finding products. So you're going to need to make sure that your hair is moisturized, because you're going to, like I said, you're going to want to keep the new growth and the natural hair that's coming in nice and moisturized and nice and healthy. You don't want dry hair. Dry hair is going to break. It's not going to be, beneficial for your hair. So you're going to want to make sure that your hair is nice and moisturized. So find products that work and keep your hair moisturized, because moisturized hair grows. And again, the faster your hair grows, the faster you're going to get rid of those straight, relaxed ends. So moisturized hair really is important. So the fourth tip that I have for you guys is protective styles. I never wore my hair out. I was too shy back in the day to wear my hair out, but I really wore my hair up in a bun, like literally all the time. All I did was buns, 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 buns. But if you don't want to wear your hair in a bun, you can do a bantu knot, you can do a twist out, a braid out, because when you're gonna notice, the more your hair starts to grow, your hair is gonna look really weird, because you're gonna have like really thick roots and then straight ends. Your hair is just not gonna look right. So most people probably do not do wash and goes when they're relaxed. I mean, when they're transitioning, because it just looks really weird. So you're gonna have to figure out like a protective style to wear your hair in, so that it can make that transitioning phase a little less weird for you. But yeah, a lot of people like to do twist outs, braid outs, because when you take it out, it makes your hair look like one uniform texture. I didn't do that, again, because I wasn't confident enough or comfortable enough wearing my hair out. So I just left my hair in a bun. So figure out what works for you, but don't do like high manipulation styles, because that's just not good for your hair and that's going to cause a lot of breakage. So do something that's low manipulation. And again, do your research, but I just gave you guys a few ideas. And again, you're going to need to make sure that you're very gentle with your hair, because again, the relaxed hair, the natural hair meets the relaxed hair, and it's very fragile, especially at the point where they're meet, because they're completely two different textures. So you're going to need to make sure that you're very gentle when doing your hair. And you're going to need to make sure that you really pay attention to detangling from the bottom up. It's going to be kind of hard to detangle, because those two different hair textures are going to be really like funky. It's going to be hard. So just be very gentle, be patient when you're detangling, because you don't want your hair to break off. But yeah, so just be gentle, and because you want your hair to grow and you want it to be healthy, you don't want your hair to break off, because that defeats the whole purpose. So just be very gentle. And you're going to need to make sure that you trim your ends, especially if you're not going to be doing the big chop. So this video isn't for people who are doing the big chop. This is for people who are going to transition, who are going to keep their relaxed hair and eventually cut it off over time. So one of the things that I did, I used to straighten my hair a lot, so I do not recommend that. But when I would go to the salon, she would trim my ends every time I sat in her chair. So over time, I was cutting off those relaxed ends. And before I knew it, I was sitting in her chair and she was like, "Oh my God, all your relaxed ends are gone." And I'm like, really? Like, I wasn't expecting that. I was like, wow. So yeah, so when you trim your ends, that's obviously the only way that you're going to get rid of the relaxed ends. So, but I'm not telling you to trim your ends a lot. But do it every like few months, whatever's comfortable for you, but you're going to need to let go of those ends. Don't hold on to them, because they're not cute and you need to get rid of them eventually. So that's something that you need to make sure that you're doing. And you just need to make sure that you're consistent, because once I decided to transition from relaxed to natural, that's when I really started to decide that I needed to have a hair routine, and I needed to have set products, a set routine of when I'm going to be shampooing, when I'm going to be conditioning, when I'm going to be co-washing, when I'm going to be deep conditioning, what products I'm going to be using. That's when I kind of sat down and figured out what my hair routine was going to be, and once I figured that out, I was consistent with it and I kept up with it every week. And you're really going to need to have like a passion and like a commitment to going natural, because it is a commitment, like it really is. So, and you need to be consistent, because the more consistent you are, the more results you're going to see. And it's just going to be so much better for you to be more consistent, because if you're slacking and one week you're consistent, the next week you're not going to have, as thriving results as someone who is being consistent, and your hair is just not going to be as healthy as it could be if you are being more consistent. And again, the last tip I would say is just to be patient, because honestly, it took me about 2 years to fully get fully natural, because I think started transitioning in 2012, and then by 2014, I want to say, my hair was completely natural. So it took me about 2 years. It may take you less. It shouldn't take you more, but it may take you less depending on how long your hair is. But it really just depends. But yeah, I was very patient. I wasn't paying attention to it. I kind of just was keeping up with my routine, keeping up with what I needed to do, and just like living life. And my hair was up in a bun, so I wasn't really paying attention most of the time. And then when I sat in the chair of the stylist, the person who was doing my hair, when she told me, that's when I found out, because I had absolutely no idea. I was like, wow, like I'm fully natural now. So it'll feel good once it's done, and you won't have to worry about those straight pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, so just be patient and just make it a lifestyle, because once it's a lifestyle, you're not going to be really like focusing, if you're making it a lifestyle, it's a lifestyle, and you just have to take care of your hair regardless. And then once it's gone, it's going to be like, wow, yay, I really did that. So yeah, every tip I just gave you guys, that's it. It's pretty simple. It's not really hard. It's just, you just got to start taking care of your hair and just finding stuff that works for you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.